Welcome back to the Hospitality Institute of New South Wales. In this second briefing, I would like to outline the essential RCG Post workshop assessment tasks and provide some detail on how to approach these final assessments. Let's dive in. This briefing video is designed to give you important information on how to complete the post workshop assessment tasks. On the screen we can see the learning plan that you have already started working on. By now you should have attended the RCG virtual workshop, and you should have completed the quiz and activities assessment. Now, we can see that our next step is to work through the series of post-workshop assessment tasks. I will take you through each of these modules. Upon review of our learning plan, we can see that we have 2 knowledge tests, a project, and we have 2 role plays to complete. Below that, we have knowledge test learning materials. I will be reviewing the knowledge test learning materials and the assessments, and give you a detailed explanation on what to do in these modules. Before you attempt the assessments, we always encourage that you review the knowledge learning materials first. To start, go to the knowledge test learning materials. We can see that we have knowledge test slides, sessions 1 and 2. These slides will follow the knowledge tests 1 and 2 in the same manner. In order to start reviewing the learning materials, just click into the slides and click on Start Now. Before I go into the slides, you will notice that some of the assessments reference a specific slide number. You can navigate to the exact slide by clicking on the 3 horizontal lines. Otherwise, it is best to review the slides from beginning till the end, in detail. If you don't need to go to a specific slide, start from the beginning. We can see that as we click on these buttons it will reveal the responses. Please review the slides as much as possible. As we go back to the learning materials, we can see that below we have some briefing videos. These videos are designed to support the knowledge test slides and will also reference the assessment questions directly. The 2 briefing videos are there to provide some additional content in regards to the knowledge test slides and the knowledge test questions. Please review the videos in detail, they will assist you in completing the knowledge test. Once you have reviewed the knowledge test resources in detail, you can attempt the knowledge tests. You are granted 5 attempts for each of the assessment modules. In order to start working through the knowledge tests, simply click to start your first attempt. As we enter the assessment, we can see the questions on the left side of the portal. You can navigate up and down through the questions, but otherwise you can simply start from the beginning and select the questions. Please keep in mind, some questions may ask you to select a specific amount of responses. Please make sure that you adhere to this instruction, otherwise, if you choose the incorrect amount of responses, it will be deemed as not satisfactory. Once you have completed the 2 knowledge test modules successfully, they will appear here as satisfactory. The next stage is the project. Just below the knowledge tests, we have a project. In order to begin working on this project, we will need to download a specific file. Please download the RCG Workshop Additional Slides file, you will need it to complete the project. We can see that we have a range of slides, which take us through key processes staff will need to complete in a gaming venue. The processes will range from dealing with disputes, how to respond to a customer request for credit, or someone asking to borrow money, and the last one is how to deal with a minor that has entered the gaming room. To complete the project accurately, you will be required to place the steps in order, as we see them on the additional slides file. These are processes that you would need to follow if presented with any of the situations noted. In order to start, click on Start Attempt. We can see that the first process that we have is dealing with disputes. All you need to do is reference the additional slides file and put the steps in the exact order, as we can see them in the relevant slides. The order needs to be precise. Please ensure that you review the steps in detail and then move the tiles around so they match the process on the slides. You will follow the same structure for all 3 scenarios referencing the specific slide. As we return to the main learning plan, we can see that just below the project we then have 2 role plays. Let's start with Role Play 1. Scroll down till you see the scenario. Please read the scenario for the patron named Ruby. Ruby had approached us several days ago and is asking for some information in regards to gambling support services. In the role plays, you will be required to record a video on your device and upload it to the portal for the assessor to review and grade your submission. You will need to be recording yourself playing the part of the gaming attendant, speaking directly to the patron, Ruby. This is a simulated roleplay, so you will need to be imagining that you are talking directly to the patron, as if it were a real interaction. You may decide to do this with a friend, yet it can be recorded on your own. Please review the steps provided in the scenario, providing the information and the support that you will give Ruby. To start with, we are approaching and assessing Ruby. So start by introducing yourself. The instructions provide you with the steps that must be followed. The instructions will not tell you exactly what to say, that's where the knowledge that you have learned so far will be used. Please ensure that you provide specific information obtained from this course. Verbalize the information clearly and in detail. Be sure that when you're offering promotional materials, you explain the brochures, explain the odds of winning, talk about the RTP and what it means. Discuss the supports that you would be offering the patron, for example, talk about spending caps and how they work, explain the player activity statements, go into detail about 24/7 free counseling. Lastly, it is very important that you provide Ruby with a contact card in order to gain support. The next step is to discuss self-exclusion. This part of the role play will require you to provide accurate information about the self-exclusion program. To begin with, explain the time frame, talk about the process of signing up at the venue, explain that a contract is available through the venue, and then explain the consequences of breaching the program. Please follow the steps accurately and provide the essential information noted. Lastly, I will take you through very quickly what to do in order to upload your role play videos. In order to upload a file, simply click on Browse Files, find the file that you just recorded and then it will embed into this section here. The next step is to review roleplay number 2. The steps to get started are similar. To begin with, please download the self-audit checklist provided. It will help you understand what gaming signage is needed. Scroll down until you can see the scenario details. In this scenario, we are working as a gaming attendant, and we are providing a briefing to one of our team members. You will provide them with a briefing on the tasks they need to perform when they work as a gaming attendant. We can see that the instructions also provides us with steps that you need to cover. To begin with, tell the team member what specific signage will be needed in the gaming area. Please make sure that you note the exact sign that is needed, mentioning it by name, or at least by the content that's on that sign, and please mention where is that sign to be located in the venue. Next is to explain the promotional materials that are needed. These are resources that we provide to customers with details of available support services. Examples include brochures and contact cards. Explain the information that may be helpful on these resources. Also explain where they are to be located in the gaming room. This information must be accurate and detailed. Lastly, explain what should staff do if they ever notice signage or promotional materials that are missing. Next step is to discuss how to manage clocks in the gaming area. We know that they are no longer mandatory, but if a venue still decides to install clocks around the gaming room, what must the team do in order to manage them? Lastly, what strategies can the team follow in regards to encouraging breaks with players? You will find an additional briefing video here that will assist you with this role play. That concludes the briefing of the post-workshop assessment tasks. As we return to the learning plan, we can see that we've covered off on the requirements for the final assessments. Don't panic if you fail your initial attempts. You are granted 5 attempts for each of the assessment modules. Simply review the learning content, then reattempt the question. Please allow at least 24 to 48 hours for grading of these assessments by the team. Please keep in mind that grading is not conducted on weekends. So if you submit your assessments on weekends, it would be reviewed from the next business day, which would be normally on the Monday. Thank you for your attention. That is all the information we need to cover at this point. Please make sure that you check your emails regularly for updates about your scheduled workshop. If you have any questions, please contact the team via the help desk in your Learner portal or email the support team.